Hey, everybody, and welcome back to the Engine Builder Show. Before we begin, let me ask you something. What does it actually take to build an audience for your business? Get ready to find out on today's episode. But before that, this show is brought to you by Business Marketing Engine. Are you ready to scale your business? Then check out businessmarketingengine.com. And now let me hand it to our host, Gabe. Good morning, Gabe.
Good morning, Jethro. Thank you. And I hope everyone is having an amazing day already, regardless of when you see this. If you get to catch this live, you can drop a comment down below and say hello. But whenever you get to see this, or hear it on the podcast, just appreciate you taking time to tune in. And I want to address something that I consider to be a myth in the marketing space in general, but definitely in the online side of marketing, like in digital marketing, which is obviously a huge part of what marketing should be for almost all businesses these days. And that is that there are plenty of people out there who will say, oh yeah, all it takes is set up a Facebook ad, do XYZ, couple clicks, and you can start making money instantly, or you can build the huge following right away. And well, that is true in a handful of cases. What I find to be more accurate and true is that it actually takes time to build an audience for your business, and to build prospects and clients and people that want to do business with you. And the way that I like to look at building your audience is, I have there's exceptions. Again, there's exceptions to a lot of things, but generally speaking, most people don't go wake up one day and go, oh, you know what, I'm going to get married today. And then they go to the mall or the bar or wherever they go, to the park, and they walk up to the person that they find attractive and go, you know what, today's the day I want to get married. So let's get married. We can jump on a plane to Vegas, or we can go to the courthouse here. Let's get married. Let's get it knocked out. And then it just happens. Again, that has happened in the history of the world probably, and I'm sure maybe you hear of that, but in reality, that's not how people engage in a meaningful long-term relationship. Um, you know, in general, because that would be creepy and weird. And if anything, if everybody tried to do that, the police would be called a lot more than the pastor would be called to perform the ceremony, or whoever you're going to have do your ceremony, right? Um, because it's just weird. That's not how human relationships work. And unfortunately, though, because technology is point and click, and we can do so many things, like I can click a button and be here, with you today over video. Those things are easy in technology, but it doesn't mean that can shortcut the process that we need to take to truly build a relationship with our audience, which means building a relationship with individuals. One of the things that, as I think about kind of how I've learned to show up and just really try to serve all my heart for those that I get to be, interact with, like you here in my online family, my team, my clients, the partners we work with. I've learned that instead of thinking about, oh, there's X hundred, X thousand, X million on this list or in this audience, I think, okay, who is one person on the list that I know that if I'm truly writing from my heart to them, if I'm like talking about my email list, that they'll get value from it and that they'll get help from it. Or if I'm standing on stage and speaking, I think, okay, who would truly get value from this? Or like in this case, we're virtual, and this is over video. I am thinking about each of you individually. I know so many of you personally, and I'll think, okay, like what is it going to take to move them forward, to serve them well, to make them successful? And I really tailor my message, how I'm approaching things, in a one-to-one relationship style. And when we do it that way, we're playing the long game, which means that we're going to be able to really serve our audience well, and they'll begin to trust us. And there's an opportunity to solve problems for them. And by serving them, we'll be able to grow a business. Sales is serving, selling somebody something the right way is serving them at the highest level and solving their problems. And building an audience is the first step to getting to that opportunity to be able to serve somebody. And I want to encourage you today to think about, okay, building an audience is key to growing and scaling your business, but it's not something that's going to happen overnight. The best way to build that familiarity, that trust, and really build deep relationships with your audience is to show up consistently. And I'll give you an example of somebody that is incredibly successful, and really inspired me to start this show, the Engine Builder Show. His name is Ray Higdon. He's a friend of mine, and he was a client years ago. And he is one of the largest network marketing coaches in the network marketing industry. And I've followed Ray for years, and Ray has done a video every single day for well over 10 years. And he talks about that, and he talks about how consistency is really what's been key to his success. And that's the approach that if we take that with our audience building, with prospecting, with doing the things that we need to do to build our business, when we're consistent, that's when people will start to trust us. And when they trust us, then we will have the privilege and the opportunity to serve them and solve their problems by selling them the right solution, by giving them the right product, by helping them move forward. And so in the world of audience building, I would just encourage you to think about, okay, what channel or space or way can I show up really, really consistently? And then how can I serve my audience every time I do that? So, consistent weekly emails is a great place to start, and then move to doing that a couple times a week, and then move to daily ultimately. Consistently doing a live once a week is a great place to start. And then ultimately, honestly, in my opinion, experience, if you want to grow and scale, getting to the point where you can do daily is a target. But whatever is appropriate for the relationship you want to have with your prospects, with your clients, with your whole audience, think about how to do it in a really consistent basis and keep giving value and showing up and serving and helping them solve their problems. That's what you do when you build an audience. And so one by one, just continue to develop deep relationships so those people become, in a great way, truly raving fans of who you are and what you're doing. And that way, over time, there'll be more and more people that trust you. They'll refer more people to you, and you'll be playing the long game in the right way of just saying, okay, relationships first, which was our first guiding principle here at Business Marketing Engine. And by focusing on my relationships first with my audience, with the people I get to serve, showing up consistently, they'll begin to trust me. And then when they do have problems, I will have the honor of serving them and helping them. And so just as you think about building a larger audience, don't make it about numbers and stats and number of emails and number of clicks and views. Make it about how many people can I truly serve and help each day. And if it's a handful of people, you've done your job. The rest of it will work out if you show up consistently. And so I just really felt like today that was important to share that building an audience the right way takes time, it takes investment, it takes consistency, and it really, in my opinion, takes having a true, servant's heart to really help those around you. So appreciate everyone tuning in today, and I'll turn it back to you, Jethro.
Thank you, Gabe. And that concludes our episode on the Engine Builder Show. If you have stumbled upon our channel and like our content and what Gabe is sharing to you, then hit that like, follow, and maybe hit the bell as well so you'll get notified when we go live. Again, for unique business marketing solutions, head over to businessmarketingengine.com, and we'll see you again tomorrow.